Facebook.
Yeah, we're now officially on.
Yep,
oh,
you're
I
on.
love it.
On
I'm
Facebook.
excited.
Give
Yes.
everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Let's not do that.
No
Okay.
Shabbat
You give me the
Shalom.
point, give me the finger whenever you're ready, and I do it.
The finger? See, I give him the finger.
Yep.
We're ready.
Myers jeweler finger.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
give him that.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
hang
good.
on just a minute.
Have to remember that.
I'll cue you.
Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome to the Meyers Jewelers Experience. And we are here for another awesome radio show. And I am so excited today because look at him just looking at me. God, that's great. I'm so excited that I have a very special guest here today. The one and only Brandon Dubinsky from the Columbus Blue Jackets is here on our radio show. Can we get a big round of applause for Brandon? Woo! All right. Can we get a big round of applause for me being here? Woo! Okay. So, alrighty. We got Jim on controls. Rachel there, not in her bikini, but maybe later. And, well, whatever, he's back there, Morris. Okay. So, we are here talking with Brandon. And one thing yesterday happened to be the Columbus Blue Jackets Foundation's golf outing. And, Brandon, do you happen to know who won the tournament yesterday?
I don't recall, but I recall it being a team full of cheaters. So
It was 31 under tournament record. I could not believe that a team was that great. Do you happen to know what team that was, perchance?
I think 31 under is an impossible score in golf, so it had to have been a group of cheaters.
There is no way that the Meyers Jewelers team, which won with Ryan Murray, could have ever cheated. And it was a fabulous day, and boy, did we love it. It was great.
It was a great day. A little warm, but
Yeah, it was warm.
lots of cheating, lots of mulligans.
We won't go any further with that then.
Okay.
But yes, the Meyers Jewelers team did win. And while we're talking about the Blue Jackets Foundation, let's do a little something here. Just in case people, I think there might be, normally, Brandon, we have about 8 or 9 listeners. I think last week we got up to 12. So maybe we'll pick up a few extras. But the 12 people that are listening, can you give them a little idea on some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that the Blue Jackets players and the organization does to help the Columbus community? Because I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, so, I mean, we, it's, really, kid-oriented, underprivileged kids, sick kids, things like that. So we do all sorts of things, build parks and play structures around the city, go obviously to the hospital, do visits, visit sick kids, hockey camps, all sorts of stuff. Again, really focusing on the kids out there and the youth and the next generation of, great people here in Columbus.
Well, that sounds very nice. Meyers Jewelers, we're involved with the Blue Jackets Foundation as well, which is one reason why we are in the tournament. We were the lunch sponsor. And how was the lunch, by the way?
I didn't eat the lunch.
Oh, that's right. You guys got the box lunch.
The players
You
don't get
the,
invited.
Can you believe
inside.
that? The players don't get the good lunch.
No.
They get a little box lunch.
The players get to show up.
But
Get, told
I
to
don't
play
want
with.
anybody out there to feel bad because I was very fortunate a year ago to be able to go on a road trip. And I went to Montreal. And it is definitely first rate the way you guys get to go. Your plane is awesome. You get great food. Hotel was awesome. So would you not say that the NHL players get treated pretty nicely when you go on the road?
Absolutely. We pinch ourselves every day. We're fortunate for what we do and what we get. We get 5-star treatment everywhere we go. We travel the best way. We eat the best food. We stay in the nicest hotels, and the Blue Jackets take very good care of us.
And I can vouch for that because I was there. And also, everybody out there, anybody has any questions for Brandon or me, feel free to send it over. And you do know how to read, right, Mike?
Yeah.
All right. He can read some, and if we have any questions, we'll air them. Another interesting thing that I would like to discuss, which I think will find very interesting. Tell me how your transition went. You played for the New York Rangers before you came to Columbus. and you were a younger man back then, and living in New York had to be amazing, and being a professional athlete in New York. You met your wife in New York. Hi, Brendan, if you're listening. So tell me how that kind of went, because I know if I was a young guy living in New York and they said, hey, you're going to Columbus, Ohio, I would probably say, can I not have to go to Columbus after being in New York? But, and this is someone who never, if you never lived here, what are your thoughts? Tell me like how all that went.
Yeah, I mean, at first, obviously, I was, pretty disappointed. The team here in Columbus wasn't very good then, and the team that we had in New York was really good. So I was a little disappointed about that, and obviously I didn't know too much about Columbus, but, came in here with an open mind. There's, it's just part of the business. So you can either go in and pout, or you can go in and try and, make a difference. So try to come in here and make a difference. And, as I got to know the people here in Columbus and the city here in Columbus, and, as we've, made the team better, I fell in love with the city here, and it's now my home full time. I don't travel too much other than going and visiting family and stuff like that, or the occasional vacation in the summer. So I live in Dublin full time, play golf. I've built a lot of friends here in Columbus and around the community. So this is home for me right now, and even into the future after hockey.
That's very nice to hear. I was reading actually on The Athletic that Torch did an interview with Portsline, and he was talking about how he loves being here in Columbus, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if you read the article or not. Do you guys ever read those articles?
Not very much. I mean, you'll look at some articles and stuff like that throughout the season, but I think the Athletic's like a paid subscription, so
Correct.
I don't think I'm gonna pay to read articles about the Blue Jackets. So,
And by the way,
read that one, but
not to interrupt you, because
But
I'm
you
looking in your eye,
yeah,
and tell me what it was like to get your orbital socket. Was it broke, or
yeah.
give us a little detail on how you got the punch in the eye and what it did,
Yeah,
and how painful it was.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I just want
I love when other people bring up the fact that I got beat up, but
Yes, I'm just kind of curious.
You know what? I've been in.
How many fights would you say you've been in your NHL career?
In my NHL career, I'm probably in the 40s. If you tack on junior into that, it's probably into the 70s. So, quite a few fights, and I guess you're bound to get popped once in a while. And it was the first punch of the fight. I knew it right away. Something wasn't right, and just kind of held on. And when I was done, I just skated straight to the locker room, and I didn't realize how bad it was, but cut my eyelid in half, both top and bottom, and shattered my orbital bone. And so I couldn't see for a couple days, and then I ended up having a bad case of double vision. They call it diplopia, and so that's why they had to go in and sort of bring my eye back up to the normal level. So they put in two titanium plates in my face, and
So they're still in there?
they're still in there, and I had a hell of a plastic surgeon, Dr. Nabavi.
Honestly, can't
and,
tell one bit that you had anything
so,
done. That isn't, because I saw
you did a great
you.
job.
You came into the store
Yeah,
for Christmas time,
yeah.
and that was right around then, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think I had the
Was
surgery
it
on the
Christmas?
21st, so it might have been
Because I remember you
something
came
like that.
in
and I still had stitches. Yeah,
you still had the
Yeah.
stitches in your eyelid, and
it was definitely a rough couple weeks.
just to
and-
let everybody, you looked like hell. Just to let you know.
Thank you.
You did not look
You're just
good.
so complimentary to me today. Thank you. Here on the Jeff
I figure you
Wiseman-
can't beat
the
me
Jeff
up on
Wiseman
there.
show.
No, it's the Myers Jewelers show.
Jeff Wiseman show.
Okay,
yeah.
Jeff
All right.
Wiseman show. There we go. So another thing that we have a relationship. Your brother, or my brother, who is Scott, by the way. Myself and Brandon, we have a relationship, and he has a nice relationship with our store, Meyers Jewelers. And you were golfing, I believe, with Scott in a Blue Jackets tournament, had never met,
Yeah.
and kind of hit it off. And the nice thing is that you were actually a customer
Yeah.
before you ever, did any type of promotion for us.
Yeah.
So, just so people can hear it from your own mouth, that it's not just something we're saying. I mean, you truly were a customer first, which was nice.
I mean, I think,
and then we thought it was a good fit.
Yeah, I think, most partnerships, if you will, start with a friendship, and Scott and I, as you said, I don't think you were there the first time.
I was not there.
We played around the golf, and he was telling me about the store, and I needed to go in there and get something probably for my wife Brenna, and so I went in there, and again we built like I said, a relationship, a friendship. We played a few more rounds of golf. You guys had me down at Pinnacle Golf Golf Club down there a few times, and just kind of talked about doing stuff together. So it's been a great relationship for me, obviously with Meyers Jewelers, but it's been also a great friendship too.
And Brandon, do you just love to be able to do the Meyers Jewelers point? Does that warm your body when you get to do that? Especially when we're filming
it's gonna warm
commercials?
your body right now to tell you that I get asked to do the Meyers Jewelers points more than you would know from just random people come up. I take a video of you doing the points. And
I love that.
Of course, being a Meyers Jeweler guy, we point.
Yes.
And
I like hearing
we
that.
have a lot of fun with it.
Very nice. One other thing I kind of want to get into, and I'm just kind of curious, during the off season, now do you guys, do you skate or you don't skate much? Or do some skate, some don't skate? Being that you're not old, but you're getting a little older.
The oldest on the team. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay,
again,
well,
thank you.
It's my pleasure. And the league has gotten very fast.
Yeah.
So did you feel a need to really work on trying to gain a little extra speed? Or the way you play your game, you didn't feel that was as necessary?
No, I mean, always trying to gain the speed, and I think for me, not having the greatest year, the year that I wanted to have last year, it was an important summer for me and a healthy one finally. I had the wrist surgery last summer, which really hurt my season, but a healthy summer, a full summer of training, lifting. Generally, most guys start with the off ice. They start by lifting and trying to bulk up, build their strength back up and stuff like that, explosiveness. Then they transition, they start doing some more cardio and stuff, and then sometime, depending on who you are, sometime in July-ish, mid-July, end of July, guys get back on the ice and start skating again, and it's a couple of times a week, and then it starts ramping up as we go. So now we're going 4 or 5 times a week, and the start of August, it's 2 times a week probably. So you just start getting back into it, and
Speaking of working out, Rachel, come over here for a second, please.
Why?
I want Brandon to see. Show him those muscles.
No.
You did that last time. Just do a
I
little
can't. They're gone.
bicep.
I ate.
What happened?
I ate my weight in desserts. They're gone.
Oh, so the muscles aren't there today. Okay, well, we won't show them then. So you would say that you don't start skating till fairly soon? Like you did when? In not till August or?
Yeah, I started skating about a couple times a week, once a week, twice a week, in the middle of July. And then once you get to August, that's when you start really picking it up and skating, 3 times or more a week. And now, again, like I said, we're about 4 or 5 times. And then we start camp next week, and we're going to
yes. So speaking of camp, what goes into a Torts camp? What makes Torts' camp so tough? Or is it not as tough as they say?
No, it is the toughest by far. And if you ask around the league, it definitely precedes its reputation. I think the thing that makes it the toughest is he always wants to be the team that's in the best shape. He wants to be the team that, when the third period comes around, that you're not going to be the one getting tired, the other team will. So the first 5 days or so of training camp, we're going to get buried. We're going to have off ice testing. We do a run test. We do obviously a bunch of lifts and stuff like that, and then we do on ice fitness testing, skate test. We do a lap test and down and backs and things like that, and then it doesn't get much easier. We do a scrimmage with 2 lines. Obviously, we play games with 4, but we scrimmage with 2. So you can imagine how taxing.
Oh,
that
so
would
it's
be.
just two lines rotating in and out.
Literally, you're just every time you get off the ice, you're getting right back on. So, we spend a couple hours on the ice a day during training camp. The second hour is practice. Again, followed by at the end an extra 15-20 minutes of just skating. Don't even look at a puck, just skate. And I think it helps. I mean, it's a nightmare to get through, but once you get through it, you feel better, and like I said, you feel like you're ready to rock.
And the interesting thing with Torts is, obviously I don't know him as a player, but last year I happened to play with him in the foundation outing, and he just was such a nice, fun guy. We had a blast with him.
Yeah.
And we got him, the way the golf tournament works is you do a draft, so everybody drafts players, and Torts last year, I think people were scared or something. We ended up getting him like the 9th pick or something. This year he was number 1. Who was number 2? Do you know?
I think I was. And
You were number 2.
Let me just add that this draft is an auction draft.
Yes.
So you donate money to the foundation. I couldn't believe that my friends at Meyers Jewelers didn't pony up the cash to get their boy on their team. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but they got Ryan Murray, so that's all right.
Well, we got Ryan, and we won, so that was okay. Brandon, hold tight right there.
Okay.
We are going to take a break, and then we'll be back in just a few more minutes with Brandon to talk a little more. And this is the Meyers Jewelers Experience, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Right on. You got about 10 and a half more
There's
minutes
a lot
to.
of people watching.
So many people are commenting.
And you know what they're commenting? That you hijacked my show. That's how little you matter to the Meyers Jewelers. They said, Mike, he's hijacking your show.
Yep.
Jacking your show.
I think they're amazed that you're able to do this right now. You're keeping him in line. That's good.
Well,
Trying to keep him in line.
He keeps talking about himself. I'm just like,
I'm trying to bring Meyers Jewelers in there, too.
Yeah, but
We're
you
doing
gotta
both.
mention the store.
Usually,
Yeah, we didn't do much
Not
with the
Jeffrey
spread.
Wiseman.
usually we talk about concerts. They talk about concerts
Oh my
because he
God,
goes
for like
to
25 minutes.
yeah.
All right, so
Leonard Skinner and
Yeah.
Bruce
I had to bring him
Springsteen.
back about the store, like the experience of doing the commercials, doing the radio commercials,
Mhm.
doing the TV commercials.
how much time Jeff spends in makeup before those commercials?
How much
Yeah.
time he spends in makeup.
How you're
We
not
can
a
do all that.
traditionally handsome man, but you're able to pull it off because of Rich Clempe. Shout out to Rich Clempe.
Rich.
Rich Clempe.
Oh, Rich has got to be listening. He watches every show,
Every show.
so he's got to be.
And I'm going to give you a 5, 4, 3, 2,
Someone else
1.
asked where you are.
Yep. See, Jeff, everyone's wondering where I'm at.
Someone
I
else
even
said,
dressed
"Where's
up for the
Mike?"
occasion.
I know.
Where's Mike?
I know. All right.
Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you the point.
Go get that garbage.
Welcome back to the Meyers Jewelers Experience with Brandon Dubinsky. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody out there is commenting, where is Morris? He is here. We just want to make sure everybody know he is here,
Yep.
but we kind of took a little break.
Yep. This guy's filling in great for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brandon's doing a good job.
Try my best.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about you doing the commercials with Meyers Jewelers. How do you like doing the commercials with us? What's your thoughts on it?
It's
And what do we need to change?
It's a fun day. Well, I mean, I think first of all, for those of you that don't know it, Jeff writes all the commercials and all the radio ads and everything else. So he thinks he's like this superb, writer.
Yes. Thank you. That was so nice.
He
You
also-
said thinks he is, though, didn't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. He also spends the most time getting his makeup done before we do the commercials. They bring someone in. I always joke that I'm, sitting in my trailer like an actor or an actress.
Yep, in the little
back
TV room.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it takes a while. We do a lot of takes. We have a lot of laughs, and usually laughing at Jeff, not with him. But again, we have a lot of fun with it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoy that because we enjoy filming them with you. One thing I would like to discuss a little bit of jewelry. And Brandon, you like jewelry. You like watches. How many Breitling watches, which we sell at Meyers Jewelers, do you have?
I think I have 3 now. 3. I just recently got one from you guys. Actually, I got the band. I got it last year, but I just got a new band.
Yes,
so,
Scott, I think, brought it
yeah,
when you guys
brought me a
golfed.
green
Yep.
band, and yeah, so I think I have 3 of them now.
What do now let me ask you another question. You have gotten Hearts on Fire jewelry
Yeah.
at our store.
Yeah,
And Brenna, I'm sure,
yeah.
is a fan of Hearts on Fire because you've gotten a few pieces. And what do you like about Hearts on Fire?
Well, I mean, I just think that,
I want to see how you can make this up good.
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I think the product just speaks for itself. I mean, I think I've gotten her a necklace from Hearts on Fire, some earrings,
Yep.
and you know,
Good remembrance.
she hasn't complained when I brought them home.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
a good thing.
She's pretty honest. I mean, when I buy her gifts of any type, you know,
Yep.
she doesn't like them. She sends them back. I mean, she says, you know, we're not gonna, you know, spend the money on something that we don't want to, you know, she doesn't want to have. So, and she didn't send either one of those back. I
Now,
think
does
one
it
was
bother
a hoop.
you that Scott is always trying to flirt around Brenna?
For those of you out there watching, Scott does not flirt with Brenna. Jeff.
What? Oh, whoa, it was me. I'm sorry. My fault.
Jeff always does and always has to make comments. And
Just to tell you, before we
I put 'em back
sign
in
off
line.
too, I brought this Meyers Jewelers hat for Brenna as a
Thank you.
gift.
Thank you.
So I want you to
Thank
give
you.
that to her.
I will.
And I got this for you as a thank you for coming. Scott, I don't know if he gave you one or not.
Ball
It's-
marker.
Yeah, ball marker with the Meyers Jewelers.
Just in time for my golf season to be over.
Yeah, it's just when it ends, doesn't it?
Thank you.
So, as far as the jewelry thing goes, is there any special type of jewelry that, you know, you hear some of the guys talking about out there, you know, that they get their ladies, or to give some of the listeners out there some advice on where to go, what their ladies might like, or type of watches they might like, that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, you can't really go wrong walking into Meyers Jewelers and buying a piece of jewelry and bringing it home. I don't think
Most women
your
won't
wife
like
or,
that,
or your
would like that.
your girlfriend would be too unhappy with you. You know, I think the biggest thing that, you know, like I said, I've gotten the earring and the necklace with the Hearts on Fire, but I think the biggest thing that the thing that she's liked the most is, and you see all the girls wearing them these days, are those stackable bracelets.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, those are
You
great.
put up, you know, you get a bunch of different ones, and you know, different stones and different metals and stuff like that.
That's real. That is good. What
You know,
Brandon's talking about is there a bangle bracelet, which is the hard bracelet, and like the top half of the bracelet is all diamonds. And like, for example, Hearts on Fire makes a beautiful one. And the big thing with Hearts on Fire that we've discussed, before, is how bright the diamond is. So if you get 2 or 3 of those bracelets stacked on a wrist, the sparkle is just awesome. And the bracelet will stay on top, so it's not, because it's a bangle, so it doesn't fall to the bottom and you never see the diamonds. So
Yeah.
very good call.
And I would say the other thing too is, you know, in Meyers they got you know, something for everyone. You know, like I was in there, I bought my mom something, and I bought my mom something that my wife would never wear. So you got a
Wide variety,
a wide
yes.
variety of different things. that
Price points as
suits
well, yeah.
all different different types of people and their tastes and everything else. And I'm sure if you go in there, you're not gonna, you know, leave empty-handed if you're looking for a piece of jewelry.
Ah, that was a good plug.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
got
We
it.
like that. Just thinking, who is, now my brother tells me that, because you two golf together at times,
And I'm better.
who's
but
better? He says he's better.
No, he's definitely not better. He should have been here today. He was supposed to.
He was
be
supposed to come, and he got a little, I think he got radio shy
here. Yeah,
and didn't want to come on here.
I think it was because
a-
we went live here on the camera.
Yes. Last time you guys played, you had him out to Muirfield Village, and I understand you had a really nice shot on one of the par threes. Do you remember what it was?
Yes, I do. It
And
was
what did you do?
number 8, 150 yards.
He remembers it.
Hole in one.
Hole in one.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
And what club did you use on that?
It was a pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge from 150.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a That's a nice shot. I think I would have needed a 5-iron, maybe.
I was thinking more like a 5 wood for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that was a great day, and you know what? It was special because we had 6 guys out there. We had
Scott told me. He said it was fun.
They let us play a 6-some, so.
Wasn't Hartsey playing?
Scott Hartnell was playing, James Wisniewski, myself, Luke, who's Jason Day's caddy.
Oh, okay, that would have been
and
fun.
I believe Brad Sakala, who's a football agent who lives locally.
Yes, he did say
so
that
we
there
had a
was
good
a
group
football
of guys,
agent
a
there.
fun group, and yeah, I had a lucky shot.
No, that is awesome. So Brandon, I'm sure you are extremely excited. You guys, like this time of the year, have got to be just like ready, jumping out of your skin, getting ready to go for the season. And what's the family aspect on that? Do they get excited, or they're kind of bumming because, for example, you have children at home that you're not going to be around as much?
I think it's a little bit of both.
But then they're probably excited to see you on the ice.
To the first point, I mean, I think that most guys are ready to go, even though, you know, you're at that 2-week mark where you're, 2 weeks away. You're ready to go, but you still got those weeks, so they can get, the days start getting a little bit longer because you're just anxious. You're chomping at the bit to get going. On the other side of it, as you said, my family, they love hockey season. They love coming to the games. My older boy, anyway, he understands it. He loves hockey. He's really excited. At the same time, I'm not going home every day at 2:00. So I'm going to be starting to travel, go on the road, spending more time obviously at the rink while I'm in town and games and everything else. So I think they're bummed a little bit about that, but again, they also get the exciting aspect of it too.
And we are winding down to maybe a minute and a half, 1 minute. Quick synopsis of the upcoming season. What do you think? I mean, it looks on paper like it should be really good. I know there's several variables.
Yeah, I mean,
with Panarin, but
yeah, Panarin, Bobrovsky. Hopefully, we can convince those guys to sign up with us long term. I think. You look starting with Bob back there, and then to our defense, Jones, Werenski. I mean, those are 2 of the best defensemen in the league right there we have. So, all the way up to our forwards. I think we got a really good team going into this season, and hopefully we can put it all together and start playing some hockey in May. That's what Columbus needs around here. It's a
win
long
a
way
few
away.
series.
It's a
That'll
long
be
way
good.
away, and a lot of time, but. We'll build towards that, and hopefully we can bring that this year.
All righty. Well, I believe that is it. Oh wait, how many of your teeth are real, by the way?
I have.
One last question.
I have. What does an adult have? 24.
Yeah.
So I guess I have 12.
12. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Last tidbit there. There you go.
12.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening to the Meyers Jewelers Experience. And Brandon and I are going to sign off and say, experience Meyers Jewelers.
All right.
Yeah. Adios.
Fantastic.